Welcome to Dream Speak English. In every video, we explore stories that bring English to life. Today's journey takes us into the quiet world of classical love and myth. Let's get started. Part 1. The Garden at Twilight. The day fades slowly. Light turns from gold to rose, then soft violet. You walk along a hidden path through ancient woods. Your steps are quiet on the moss. The air smells of earth and flowers. Somewhere nearby, water moves gently over smooth stones. You come to a clearing. Wild roses grow along the edges. Their petals glow pale pink in the fading light. Ivy climbs up old marble columns. These columns once held temples. Now they stand alone, wrapped in green. Time has softened their edges. Nature has made them beautiful again. In the center of the clearing stands a statue. She is carved from white marble. The stone catches the last rays of sun. The figure shows a woman of perfect grace. Her hair falls in waves down her back. Her robes flow like water. One hand reaches toward something unseen. Her face holds eternal calm. This is Venus. The Romans called her the goddess of love. Venus began as a spirit of gardens. The Romans believed she blessed the spring flowers. She made fruit trees heavy with harvest. She brought warmth back after winter. People placed her image among their roses and grapevines. They asked her to protect what grows and blooms. But Venus became something greater. She transformed into the goddess of all desire. She ruled over the pull between hearts. She understood the longing that draws one soul toward another. Her power reached into every corner of human feeling. Joy and sorrow both belonged to her. Passion and tenderness lived in her realm. The Greeks had known her by another name. They called her Aphrodite. She rose from the sea foam, they said. She stepped onto shore already perfect. Beauty itself took form in her. Wherever she walked, flowers sprang from the earth. Birds sang sweeter songs. Even the winds grew gentle. The statue in the clearing captures this moment between day and night. Venus stands in eternal twilight. She waits for something, or perhaps someone. Her marble eyes gaze toward the forest. What does she see? The shadows grow longer now. Stars begin to appear. The first crickets start their evening song. You sit on the soft grass near the statue. The ground holds the warmth of the day. Above you, the sky deepens to indigo. A breeze moves through the rose bushes. Petals drift down like snow. Some land on the statue's marble feet. She stands unchanged. She has stood here for centuries. She will stand for centuries more. The clearing feels sacred. People came here long ago to honor Venus. They brought offerings, flowers, honey. They whispered prayers about love. They asked for their feelings to be returned. They hoped for happiness. They sought comfort in heartbreak. Venus heard all their words. She understood all their wishes. Love takes many forms. The Romans knew this. They had different words for different kinds of love. There was amor, passionate and consuming. There was caritas, kind and giving. There was affectio, gentle and constant. Venus held power over all of them. She knew that love changes shape. She knew it transforms people. She knew it brings both light and shadow. The marble goddess stands witness to this truth. Her beauty never fades. Her expression never changes. She represents something beyond the human. She shows us perfection. She reminds us what we reach for. She embodies the ideal that lives in every heart. Night settles deeper over the clearing. The statue glows pale in the starlight. You can almost imagine her breathing. You can almost see her hand move. But she remains still. She keeps her secrets. She holds her mysteries close. The path ahead curves away into darkness. More of the forest waits. More of the story unfolds. Venus watches you go. Her stone eyes follow. Her presence lingers. The roses continue their soft perfume. The stream keeps its gentle music. Everything here exists in a place between sleep and waking. Part 2. The Youth in the Meadow. The path leads you deeper into the woods. Moonlight filters through the leaves. Silver patterns dance on the ground. You hear an owl call. Another answers from far away. The night has fully arrived now. Cool air touches your skin. It carries the scent of wild herbs and grass. You emerge into a meadow. Tall grass sways in the breeze. Wildflowers dot the field with color. Even in moonlight you can see them. White and pale blue. Soft yellow. Delicate purple. They seem to glow with their own light. The meadow slopes gently down toward water. A stream curves along the far edge. Its surface reflects the stars. Here, in this peaceful place, another part of the story lives. Venus did not remain alone in her perfection. Her heart opened to love. She fell deeply, completely. The object of her devotion was a mortal youth. His name was Adonis. His beauty matched hers. His grace equaled her own. When she saw him, her divine heart trembled. She knew desire. She understood longing. She felt what she had made others feel. Adonis loved the wild places. He spent his days in forests and fields. He knew every bird's call. He could track any animal. He understood the language of wind and water. He moved through nature like a young god himself. His hair caught sunlight. His eyes held the color of summer skies. When he smiled, the world seemed brighter. Venus left her temples. She abandoned her duties. She walked the earth beside him. They wandered together through places like this meadow. They lay in the grass and watched clouds. They followed streams to their sources. They discovered secret groves where no one else went. For the first time, Venus felt truly alive. Her divinity made her powerful, but her love made her vulnerable. She warned him to be careful. She told him the forests held danger. Some animals bore sharp tusks and cruel teeth. Some hunts could turn deadly. Adonis only laughed. He was young and strong. He feared nothing. He lived for the thrill of the chase. He needed the rush of pursuit. Venus pleaded. Her heart knew what his did not. Mortal life can end. Beauty can be destroyed. Love can be lost. One day, Adonis went hunting alone. Venus felt unease in her heart. She searched for him through the woods. She called his name. Only silence answered. Then she found him. A wild boar had attacked. The youth lay wounded in the grass. Blood stained the flowers around him. Venus ran to him. She held him as his life faded. She wept. Her tears mixed with his blood. She could not save him. Even a goddess cannot stop death. Where Adonis died, anemone flowers grew. They bloomed red and white. Each spring they return. They live briefly and fade quickly. They remind us that beauty passes. They show us that youth cannot last forever. Venus mourned her loss. She made sure the world would remember. Every anemone tells their story. Every spring flower carries their memory. The myth speaks to something deep in human nature. We idealize what we love. We see perfection in the beloved. We forget they are mortal and flawed. We build them up in our minds. They become more than human. They become our dreams made flesh. And when reality intrudes, when loss comes, the fall devastates us. Venus loved Adonis too perfectly. She saw only his beauty. She worshipped his youth. She forgot that time touches everything. She forgot that danger exists. Her divine eyes made him immortal. But he remained human. The tragedy lived in that gap. The sorrow grew from that difference. Artists have painted this scene for centuries. Renaissance masters showed Venus cradling the dying youth. Her face expresses unbearable grief. His beauty fades even as we watch. The paintings capture the exact moment between life and death. They freeze the transformation. They hold the tragedy still. We can look at it from a safe distance. We can feel the emotion without living the loss. These paintings appear in museums across the world. Titian painted Venus weeping. Rubens showed the goddess trying to hold Adonis back from the hunt. Poussin depicted the discovery of his body. Each artist understood something about love. They knew its power. They recognized its danger. They saw how it transforms people. They observed how it breaks hearts. The meadow around you remains peaceful. The flowers sway. The stream continues its eternal song. No tragedy marks this place now. Only beauty lives here. Only tranquility exists. But the story echoes. The myth persists. Every flower might be an anemone. Every shadow might hold loss. Every moment of beauty reminds us how brief it can be. You stand in the soft grass. Stars wheel overhead. The moon climbs higher. Time moves differently here. Past and present blur together. The story of Venus and Adonis happened long ago. But it happens again every time someone loves too deeply. It repeats whenever loss arrives. It lives on because we recognize ourselves in it. The path continues around the meadow. It leads toward the stream. The water whispers secrets. The night holds more to show you. Venus still watches from somewhere. Her love still burns. Her sorrow still echoes. The ancient myth stays alive because love itself never dies. Part 3. The Stream of Memory. You walk down the slope to the water's edge. The stream moves slowly here. It has traveled far from its mountain source. It has worn smooth the stones in its bed. The current barely disturbs the surface. Reflections lie perfect and clear. You can see the full moon doubled. You can count the stars twice. The stream carries more than water. It brings memories. It holds echoes of all the stories ever told. Every myth that mentions love has touched this water. Every tale of beauty has blessed this flow. The stream connects all times and places. It runs from ancient Rome to our modern world. It links the past to the present. Venus and Adonis live in these waters. But they also live in countless other stories. Humans have always told tales of impossible love. We sing of beautiful youths who die young. We weep for goddesses who cannot save their beloved. We return again and again to the same themes. Because they touch something true. because they name what we feel, because they give shape to our own experiences. Every generation reinvents the myth. Medieval poets wrote about courtly love. Knights worshipped ladies from afar. They idealized women they could never possess. They made perfection impossible to reach. They turned love into a religion. The lady became a goddess. The knight became a devoted follower. The pattern echoed Venus and Adonis. The worship, the devotion, the tragedy. The Renaissance brought new visions. Artists painted Venus with more humanity. She became flesh as well as divinity. Her sorrow looked real. Her tears seemed genuine. The paintings showed her touching Adonis with desperate hands. They displayed her holding his dying body. Beauty and death embraced. Perfection met mortality. The gap between divine and human narrowed. The pain grew more immediate. Shakespeare wrote his own version. His Venus pursues Adonis through a long poem. She argues with him. She pleads with him. She tries to make him love her. But he resists. He wants to hunt. He seeks glory, not romance. His death comes as she feared. The goddess cannot control what she most desires. Even divine love faces rejection. Even perfect beauty meets indifference. Why do these stories persist? Because love itself remains mysterious. We fall without choosing. We desire without reason. Someone becomes suddenly precious to us. We cannot explain why. Their face looks different from all other faces. Their voice sounds sweeter than all other voices. Logic does not govern this. Choice does not rule it. Love arrives like magic. It transforms like alchemy. It changes everything. But love also deceives. We see what we want to see. We paint our beloved in ideal colors. We ignore their flaws. We forget their mortality. We build an image in our minds. That image grows more real than the actual person. We love our own creation. We worship our own dream. When reality breaks through, disappointment follows. When death arrives, the fall becomes complete. Psychologists study this pattern. They call it idealization. They observe it in young love especially. New lovers see perfection in each other. They describe their partner in absolute terms. The most beautiful. The most kind. The most perfect. They cannot imagine flaws. They will not see limitations. The beloved becomes like Venus or Adonis. They become divine. Time brings perspective. Long love learns to see clearly. Partners recognize each other's humanity. They accept imperfections. They forgive failures. They choose to love the real person, not the ideal image. Mature love releases the myth. It embraces the truth. It finds beauty in authenticity. It discovers grace in shared weakness. But the myth still calls to us. We still respond to stories of perfect love. We watch movies about ideal romance. We read books about passionate devotion. We listen to songs about overwhelming desire. Venus and Adonis live again in every love story. Their pattern repeats endlessly. We never tire of it. We always want to hear it again. The myth teaches what we need to learn. Beauty fades. Youth passes. Death comes to all mortals. No love, however perfect, can stop time. No devotion, however strong, can prevent loss. The tragedy exists in our nature. We love what we will lose. We cherish what cannot last. This knowledge breaks our hearts. This truth shapes our lives. But the myth also offers comfort. Venus loved. She felt joy. She knew passion. Even though loss followed, the love was real. Even though sorrow came, the beauty existed. The pain proves the value. The grief measures the love. We would not cry over nothing. We would not mourn what had no meaning. You kneel beside the stream. You touch the cool water. Your reflection looks back at you. The moon's reflection floats beside yours. The stars scatter across the surface. Everything mingles here. Past and present. Mortal and divine. Story and reality. The water holds it all. The current carries it forward. The stream continues its eternal journey. Around you, the night deepens toward its darkest hour. The time before dawn. The moment of deepest rest. Your mind grows quiet. Your thoughts slow. The story has done its work. The myth has opened your heart. Now peace can enter. Now sleep can come. Part 4. The Garden Eternal. The path leads one more time through the forest. You return the way you came. But everything looks different now. The moon has moved across the sky. New shadows lie on the ground. The darkness feels softer. The quiet sounds deeper. You walk slowly. You have nowhere else to be. Time has stopped meaning anything. You arrive back at the clearing where the statue stands. Venus remains exactly as before. Marble and eternal. Beautiful and distant. But you see her differently now. You understand what she represents. You recognize what she teaches. She shows us love in its purest form. She embodies desire without compromise. She demonstrates devotion without limit. But she also reveals the cost. She proves that love and loss cannot be separated. She confirms that beauty and mortality walk hand in hand. She is both the promise and the warning. Ancient Romans placed Venus in their gardens for good reason. She belonged among living things. She connected to growth and bloom. She represented the creative force in nature. Flowers open because Venus wills it. Seeds sprout because she blesses them. Spring returns because she calls it back. Love, like nature, renews itself. Passion, like spring, comes again. But gardens also teach about cycles. Flowers fade. Leaves fall. Winter arrives. Beauty exists in time. Perfection lasts only moments. The Romans understood this. They placed Venus among the roses, knowing roses have thorns. They honored her in gardens, knowing gardens require constant care. They worshipped beauty while accepting its temporary nature. This wisdom lives in their myths. Venus loves Adonis and loses him. But anemones bloom every spring. The loss becomes transformation. The death brings new life. Sorrow turns into beauty. The cycle continues. The story never really ends. We carry these myths with us. They live in our language. We speak of Venus when we mean the planet that shines at dawn and dusk. We call someone an Adonis when we see exceptional beauty. We understand immediately. The names carry their meanings. The myths explain themselves. We carry them in our hearts too. We fall in love and feel like Venus. Everything becomes more vivid. Colors look brighter. Sounds grow clearer. Food tastes better. The whole world transforms. We walk on air. We see magic everywhere. Love makes us feel divine. It convinces us we can escape time. It promises we will never die. Then loss teaches us otherwise. A relationship ends. A loved one dies. Beauty fades. Youth passes. We grieve like Venus. We weep like she wept. We wish we could stop time. We want to hold on to what we had. But the stream flows forward. The seasons change. Life continues its course. The clearing around you holds all of this. The statue represents the eternal. The flowers show the temporary. The vines prove that nature persists. The fallen petals remind us that individual blooms must die. But new roses will open. New springs will come. New loves will arrive. The pattern continues. The cycle completes itself again and again. Artists knew this truth. They painted Venus over and over because the theme never exhausts itself. Each generation needs to see the goddess again. Each age must retell the story. The details change. The style shifts. The interpretation deepens. But the core remains the same. Love, beauty, desire, loss. These things define human existence. These experiences shape our lives. Museums preserve these paintings. Visitors stand before them in quiet rooms. They gaze at Venus cradling Adonis. They observe the goddess weeping. They recognize something in the scene. Perhaps they remember their own grief. Perhaps they fear their own loss. Perhaps they see themselves in the story. The painting speaks across centuries. The myth reaches through time. The message arrives fresh every time. Modern people sometimes think we have moved beyond these old stories. We believe we understand psychology. We know about brain chemistry. We can explain attraction scientifically. We have theories about attachment and bonding. We have data about relationships. But the myths remain true. Science describes how we love. Myths explain what love means. Facts tell us about neurotransmitters. Stories tell us about souls. Knowledge gives us information. Wisdom gives us meaning. We need both. We require explanation and understanding. We seek facts and truth. Venus offers truth. She tells us that love matters more than anything. She shows us that beauty deserves worship. She proves that passion gives life meaning. She also warns that nothing lasts. She demonstrates that loss waits for everyone. She confirms that sorrow balances joy. Both halves complete the whole. Both sides reveal the truth. The statue glows in the moonlight. Roses perfume the air. Water sounds in the distance. Stars burn overhead. Everything exists in perfect balance. The eternal and the temporary. The divine and the mortal. The beautiful and the lost. Venus holds it all together. Her marble hands gesture toward the answer. Her stone eyes gaze at the mystery. She knows what we slowly learn. You sit once more on the grass. Fatigue fills your limbs. Peace settles into your mind. The story has traveled through time to reach you. The myth has crossed centuries to speak to you. Venus and Adonis lived in ancient Rome. But they also live right now. They live in every heart that knows love. They live in every soul that feels loss. The night grows very late now. The moon begins its descent toward the western horizon. Stars fade slowly. The first hint of dawn might touch the eastern sky soon. But here, in this clearing, time remains suspended. Here, in this sacred space, the eternal moment continues. Venus stands watch. The roses bloom. The story lives on. Sleep comes gently now. Your eyes grow heavy. The myth has done its work. The goddess has shared her wisdom. The garden holds you safely. Tomorrow will bring new light. Tomorrow will start new stories. But tonight belongs to Venus. Tonight rests in her eternal care. Tonight dreams of perfect love and necessary loss, of divine beauty and mortal life, of myths that never die because they speak what every heart knows true. Thank you for spending this peaceful time with us. If you enjoyed this journey into myth and language, please subscribe to Dreamspeak English. Leave a comment with your thoughts or share what stories you'd like us to explore next. Sweet dreams, and see you in the next story.